you all. I hope you all are having a great week. Today I'm going to be talking about some products that I've been using over the past couple weeks and really loving. I like doing these videos in between my monthly favorites videos just so you all kind of know what products I'm trying, what things I'm into at the moment, because sometimes that can change from month to month. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a good mix of both drugstore and high-end. A lot of the high-end things are kind of skincare related, but I do have a good variety. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a drugstore product. It is this bronzer from Wet n Wild. It's the Color Icon bronzer in the shade 739 Ticket to Brazil. As you can see, it's sort of like, it's got a reddish tone to it, which I feel like would turn a lot of people off in the drugstore. Like, see that? It looks so red. But I really love this bronzer. I'm wearing it right now, just like around the edges of my face, but I also used it to contour with, and I love it to blend with your blush. It just makes you look like you've been out in the sun. It gives you that glowy sun goddess type look. So I've really been loving this blush. I can't put it down, and it's so huge. Like, I don't have anything really good to compare it to, but it's so big. Like, I'm never going to run out of this, and I'm pretty sure it was only like $3. So, can't be beat. The next thing I'm going to talk about is another Wet n Wild product that I've been loving. It's their little trio in Sweet as Candy. I've heard a lot about the one that's called Walking on Eggshells, and I went looking for it, but I could only find this one, and I was like, well, it kind of looks similar, so I went ahead and got it, and oh my gosh. It made me want to run out and buy all the different Wet n Wild trios. This one is so pigmented. It's so beautiful. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes right now, and the pigmentation is just out of this world. I'm trying to open it. The only thing is it's hard to open, but that's my only complaint about it. It kind of looks like Neapolitan ice cream, but it is so beautiful. Like this pink shade, as you can see, it's kind of got like a frosty metallic finish. To me, it's like one of the Naked 3 colors if you sprayed it with Fix Plus. It's just like metallic-y, and it lasts just amazingly. And this white color that they have as the brow bone highlight, it is perfect. It's like, it's kind of a matte finish, and it's just so beautiful. It's definitely pigmented, but it's not like too pigmented, you know? I can't put this down. I've been using it the past couple days, and that's really rare for me because usually I switch up my makeup. But for this, and it was less than $3, so I'm definitely going to go out and try some more. If you all have any of these and you have a favorite, leave it down in the comments below because I'm definitely looking to buy more of these. The next thing I'm going to talk about is another drugstore eyeshadow quad. It's the Maybelline Eye Studio one, and these have gotten a lot of attention lately, and I've been kind of debating picking one up for the past like 6 months, just because like in the drugstore they're like $8, and I don't know, I've just never bit the bullet and gotten one. But this is in the shade Copper Chic, and again, the pigmentation is out of this world. I've been so impressed with these. Like just a little bit, well, that's not a good example. It's not a good example either. If you can see that one, like these three right here, they're from this one. And they're just, like, I don't even know. They're just so beautiful, and they're so smooth and buttery, and they're so easy to apply, and they, again, last forever. Like, these two are as good as any of my high-end shadows, hands down. I've just been so impressed with those, and I've been using them constantly. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a high-end eyeshadow palette. It's the Naked Basics palette. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I've never really gotten into this one as much as I kind of wished I had. But lately I've been using it with those two palettes, actually. I've been using especially this Naked 2 color to just blend out the darker crease shade. And this is such a good palette. I don't know why I've not used it more. The Venus shade is just a beautiful highlight color. The Naked 2 shade is an incredible transition color. Faint is a great darker, like outer V color. And then this color Crave, it's like a blackened brown color. And again, it's just beautiful. I've really been loving this palette, and I'm so glad that I'm finally getting into using it. The next thing I'm going to talk about is kind of random. It's a fragrance that I actually just have a sample of. It's the new fragrance by Dior. It's Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. And the first time I smelled this, I think I was reading it, or it was like one of the things in a magazine that you like pull out and you smell. and I was just like blown away. It smelled like an old lady fragrance. Not that there's anything bad with old lady fragrances. It just smelled like something that someone not in their 20s would wear. And I got this sample in a Sephora order, and I was like, great, I already know I don't really like it. But I've started wearing it, and it is so, I don't know, I just love it. It is like a really strong, rosy, florally smell, which I guess kind of, you know, that was probably something that turned me off a little bit. But I love it. And you'll have to just smell it, and if you don't like it, it's totally okay. Everyone's nose is different. But I just love it. I feel like it's so like romantic and girly, and I don't know. I might have to pick up the full-size bottle, because look at that. Isn't that just the cutest bottle you've ever seen? Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is these little fresh sugar lip treatments. I got one. It's like a little perk. It was like a coupon code in a Sephora order that you could do. And when I got the email, I was like, yes, I have to place a Sephora order now, because I have been dying to try these little things. I've heard such good things about them, and I love a good like lip balm treatment, whatever. But these are $22 each, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I can't pay $22 for a lip balm. So I got the free little sample size, and I used it, and instant hydration, just instant. And they smell really good, and they almost have like a Sprite fruit punch kind of smell and taste to them. I don't know. This one, the only thing about this small like sample size one is that like it can't stand up on its own, so like you have to just put out like that much or you'll break it. But then like a week later, I had decided I loved these things and was so sad that they were $22, because I'm not going to buy them if they're $22. And fresh, like a week later, the brand put out a little kit. It's called their Flower Power Kit or whatever, and it has a bunch of skincare products in it. I think it has their rose mask and their rose toner and then their a moisturizer. And they were all pretty good size, like they weren't like little tiny sample sizes. And it also included a full-size one for $48. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So I've not used this one yet, but you can compare it to the little small one. I mean, the little deluxe sample they give you, it's nothing to sneeze at, but it definitely is smaller. And I'm really glad to have the full size now. But I've really been loving these. I've not noticed too much like in the way of like smoothing my lips for a long time, but they just provide such instant hydration. They smell so good, they taste so good, and they're tinted, but they're not tinted too much. Like you don't have to worry that it'll interfere with like a lipstick you're planning on wearing later, or you know, it'll make you look funny if you don't use a mirror to apply it. They're just really great, and they also make your lips look a little more plumper. I guess it's just the color in them. So I've really been loving these, and if you want to spring on one, I definitely recommend it. They're really great. The next thing I'm going to talk about is another skincare product. It's the Origins Night-A-Mins Moisturizer. I have pretty normal skin. I'm not super oily, but I'm not dry. I'm definitely not dry. So I was a little hesitant to try this, but because it's like super, it's supposed to be super enriched and super moisturizing. But I had noticed that like my skin wasn't really getting anything from my nighttime moisturizers that I had been trying. Like I would put them on and it was, they weren't doing a bad job, but they weren't really doing anything for my skin other than being a pretty good moisturizer. So I went ahead and bought this just because it's like super mineral enriched and it has a bunch of things in it and it just sounded good, and so far I really love it. It has like a really strong orangey smell, and it's pretty thick, and when you put it on it looks a little greasy, but it absorbs into your skin really nicely, and it's just like you wake up the next morning and your skin looks plumper, it looks healthy, it looks almost glowing. So I've really been loving this, and again, my skin isn't dry at all. It's a little more on the oily side, and this isn't making me oily or anything, so I really love this. The next two things I'm going to talk about are sort of like a little duo, even though they're completely unrelated, but I've been wearing them together and I really love it. It's the MAC Alluring Aquatics Lipstick in Pet Me Please. It's what I'm wearing right now, if you can kind of tell. This is a really shimmery lipstick. It's sort of just like a beige shimmer. Sorry, it's it's in the bronzer swatch, my bad. But it's a really shimmery lipstick. And what I do is I put a pretty generous amount of it on my lips. So I almost do look like a disco ball on my lips. And then I take this little gloss by Tarte. It was in their Tarte of Giving holiday kit this past holiday season, so I don't know if you have it or not, but I'm sure most of Tarte's lip glosses have a similar consistency, so I'm sure it'd be the same. And I just put this one on top of it. There's the lip gloss color. And it just looks so good. Like with the whole glowy look I've been doing a lot lately, like it just makes my lips look so plump and shimmery, and it's just like the perfect nude sort of lip, but still not boring, you know? So that's pretty much it for all my favorites. Oh, let me talk about this gloss a little more. It tingles, which I don't know if you all like that, but I love a good tingly gloss. So yeah, I guess that's it about these two, and that's all of my favorites. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. You can leave some products that you've been loving more lately in the description bar down below, and I hope you all are having a great week. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.